Hello. Check one.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, why not?
Ya la 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 la
ya
la
la.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la
Shabbat Shalom. It is so wonderful to see all of you, both in person and those who are joining us in the live stream. It is wonderful to have you on this particular Shabbat. We are here not only because we are welcoming Shabbat and we are taking some of the beautiful warmth that is outside and bringing it within our souls throughout the weekend, but we're here because there are a lot of things to celebrate. And we celebrate being with each other. We celebrate our health. We celebrate our family. We celebrate our friends. And rumor has it we're going to be celebrating a bar mitzvah this weekend. Noah is like Noah is doing this like maybe. So Noah, I know that you have mom, dad, and sister here, but who is the other special guest with you tonight? Hi, Grandpa. It's so good to have you. Welcome. We're glad that you're with us and celebrating with us. And I know that there's going to be family and friends with us tomorrow morning as well. And we're going to begin as we always do at Shir Hadash. I'm going to invite everybody to stand. You can wave to each other, wish each other Shabbat Shalom, and then we're going to sing our psalm of togetherness, Hine Matov.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת כולם גם יחד. הנה Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet kulam gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet kulam gam yachad.
Please be seated. So as we begin our service, I want to remind everybody that fully vaccinated individuals are welcome to not wear their mask, but masking is encouraged. And those who are unvaccinated or partially vaccinated individuals, we do ask that you mask during our time together. So we are transitioning to these prayers of Kabbalat Shabbat, these prayers that welcome Shabbat, and we do so through song and joy and celebration, and we do so with our Psalm 95, Lechuna Radana, page 130.
Lechune ranena, lai 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 lai, la ya, la 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 la, ria, ya la 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 la, litzur yishenu, ya la 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 la. Let us sing out to God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. Lechune ranena, yai lai 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 lai, la Adonai, yai lai 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 lai. For all of the wonder in all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. Lechune ranena, yai lai 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 lai, la Adonai, yai lai 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 lai, la ria, lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai.
Continue as we light our Shabbat candles on pages 120, 121, and I'd like to invite up Rachel Huck.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offering. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
This doesn't mean to have a Shemitah year, a year of rest for the land. And I welcome the Shabbat bride I want us just to take a breath. Breathe in, breathe out. You didn't know you were going to get a yoga session while you were here. Breathe in, breathe out. Hold that. Just hold it. And knowing that for the sacred moment, you control time. The world can stop. The busyness of our lives doesn't matter. And we're going to be okay. We welcome the Shabbat Bride, verses 1, 5, and 9, page 138. 139.
Uri, 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 Shir Daberi, Kevod Adonai, Anaik Migla, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. Boi v'shalom,
Ohi v'shalom,
Ateret bala,
Ateret bala,
Gam besimcha,
Gam b'simcha,
Uv'tzola,
Tohola,
Toch emunei,
Emuneh,
Am segula,
Am segula,
Boi chala, Boi chala, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela.
We are greeted by the Shabbat angels with words of Shalom Alechem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShabret, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShabret, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShabret, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Huni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Huni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Huni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaShatim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidkem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidkem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
At this time, I'd like to invite up Noah Huck to lead us in the Hatzi Kaddish, page 144.
Yitkara v'yitkara shemei rabba.
Amen.
Ba'alma divora kirote v'yamlich malchute.
Bechayechon uvyomechon uvchayedechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv.
V'yimeru
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba mevorach le'alma me'amaya yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitala shemei dekudesha brichu le'elal min kol birchata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma.
V'yimeru
Amen.
Please rise.
Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la ya la la la. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Please be seated. We acknowledge God's love for us through the giving of Torah, Ahavat Olam, page 150.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha havta, Amcha havta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachvenu, Ufkumenu nasiach bechukecha, V'ni ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבת קר תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
Rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ותננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
So like the Israelites, we continue to experience slavery. And each time we experience slavery, we speak out for freedom. And we live in a world right now in which there are freedoms in our lives that are being potentially taken away from us. And when those things happen, we speak out. We cry for each other. We stand up for each other. And we sing a song of prayer, of redemption, of hope, so that it can be heard all over the world. Michamocha, page 158.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. מהים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, ברוך שמו, גאל ישראל.
Page 162.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We connect ourselves to past generations. We ask God for peace, and we remind ourselves of our own inner strengths. We rise together for the Amidah, beginning on page 164.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sefetai tiftach, ufi agit tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei HaKol, Vezocher Chastei Avot, Ve'imahot, Umevi Gehula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol atah, Rav leHoshia. Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim. Somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umechayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha baal gevurot, umido melach, melech meimit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'aman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol.
Please be seated. I'll mention this in my drosh, but May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's during this month where we take the time to lift up those issues of mental health and try to contribute to the breaking of the stigma that still exists. And some of you may know that one of my favorite readings in the entire prayer book is on page 175. And especially because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, it is something that really stands out to me and gives me comfort. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, for God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you and find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all of Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, Shotcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. We pause for silent meditation and reflection.
page 371. Mi sheberach avoteinu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the winds before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
We turn our thoughts to those loved ones in need of healing of mind, of body, of spirit. May our voices be heard and give them a sense of comfort and strength. As a congregation, we think of Richard Kennemer, Jack Long, Don Gringorton, Arnie Pink, Joan Pickin, Newt Westergren, Bruce Roberts, Stuart Mass, June Chapman, Eric Stone, Mira Engel, Joyce Cordy, Ann Sharon, Gail Frankel, Dave Stahl, Gabriella Karen, mother of Ram Karen, Richard Ravitch, former member of Shir Hadash, Lauren Janovich, cousin of Joyce Spodek, Fern Baer, sister of Cindy Gordon, Michael Taub, brother of Howard Taub, Lillian Sidlow, mother of Beth Sidlow Mann and mother-in-law of Andrew Mann, Mary Sasso, sister of Chris Sasso, and Kay Damron, friend of Shel Rubenstein. If there are names of those loved ones that you would like to lift up for our prayer of healing, I invite you to do so at this time as my eyes meet yours. Baruch atah Adonai rofei hakol. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings forth healing to all who are sick.
Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Page 180.
Ose shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Ose shalom bimrama, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ose shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevet, ve'imru, Amen.
So in ancient times, a king had placed a boulder on a roadway where he hid himself so he could see if anybody would take the time to remove the huge rock. Now, some of the king's most wealthiest of merchants came by and they simply just walked around it. Now, many blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear, but no one did anything to try to remove the stone out of the way. Then one day there was a peasant who came along carrying a load of vegetables. Upon approaching the boulder, he laid down his load and he tried to move the stone to the side of the road. And after pushing and straining, he succeeded. Now, after the peasant picked up his load of vegetables, he noticed a reward lying in the road where the boulder had been. It contained many, many gold coins and a note from the king saying that the gold was for the person who removed the boulder from the roadway. Now, the peasant learned what many of us may struggle to grasp. Concealed within every obstacle is an opportunity. Yet many of us are unwilling to explore it. And while the story that I shared with you depicts a sentimental view of overcoming obstacles, it underscores the importance of pushing past those things that impede us. Now, as we may know, each week of this Omer period, the period between Passover and Shavuot, it corresponds to one of the mystical Sefirot, one of the mystical aspects of God. And this week's Sephirah is Netzach. Now, often this is a word that's translated as victory or eternity. But maybe a better translation is endurance or perseverance. Netzach is the power for us to be able to overcome all of our obstacles, the persistence and the focus that we need in order to succeed. And obstacles are present in our lives every single day, and sometimes we allow it to be a barrier that sets us back, that halts our progress, derails our best laid plans. They can be discouraging and they can cause a loss of precious time and resources. But it's with Netzach that we are thinking forward. Because it's not just about rising above the moment. It's not about the strength of the sprinter. It's the strength of the marathon runner who pushes on relentlessly over the long term. It's the determination to meet a goal. Rabbi Min Kantrowitz writes, Netzach is like that spiritual fuel, helping us to get through difficult times with grace. It's available during the bumpy events of ordinary times and the dramatic and unavoidable traumas of life. As our anxiety over our challenges rises, there's often a temptation for us to turn our focus only on ourselves. And just looking after our own needs is hard enough and sufficiently tiring, and it gives us no energy to be able to attend to the concerns and the needs of others. Under the weight of stress, we become less patient, we become less giving, less accepting. And in this sense, too, we need Netzach now, enabling us to be stubbornly persistent and always showing patience and kindness to one another in word and deed. So leaning into our challenges is what helps us move through the obstacle rather than allow it to dominate our lives. Now, to me, it seems really fitting that we find ourselves exploring these notions of perseverance during the month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month. And just like every day should be Earth Day, every month should be one in which we are mindful of the importance of mental health. We know that mental illness continues to be frequently ignored, frequently stigmatized, and the number one health issue in America is not COVID. It's mental health. Nearly 25% of Americans struggle with some form of these challenges. So how do we find the means to be able to persevere? When the task of enduring feels too hard, we turn to the tools that we carry in our toolbox, to our community, to knowing that we're not alone, to prayer, to gratitude, to breath and meditation, to finding joy even in those small moments, to drawing on the wisdom of experience. Now think to yourself, when have you persisted before and when have you emerged victorious? Reminder, this is literally the story of us, the Jewish people. To helping others. I choose to believe that we can find light even when our own lives may feel dark. I choose to believe that hope can be found even if it feels lost. Because perseverance and endurance is not just about our own ability to do so. It's about not giving up on ourselves and not giving up on each other. So I want to share with you a poem that was written by Rabbi Yael Levy. What is it that calls us forward? To lift our eyes and see that everything is possible. Just for a moment to feel a strength beyond ourselves, a love beyond ourselves, and imagine we can step into the river and change its course. Perhaps it's remembering that everything that we do shapes the future for the children we will never know. Everything we create fashions a world for the people who still someday call us ancestor. Because it is Netzach that teaches us to raise up right action and aim towards love and generosity. Eternity exists in each moment because there is no separation between us and what will be. Can you hear Ratzon? May it ever be so. Shabbat Shalom. So we are going to transition to the counting of the Omer, which is found on page 570. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat ha'omer. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, who gives us with mitzvot, commanding us to count the Omer. Hayom shmana ve'esrim yom shehem arba'a shavuot la'omer. Today is 28 days, which is 4 weeks of the Omer. And we say, Amen. We rise together as we pray for peace upon all of the world with Aleinu, page 587.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shehu sam chelchenu leached et shemo, vegor aleinu lehamlich malchuto, vanachnu korim, umishtakavim umodim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
The meditation before Kaddish can be found on page 593, and the Kaddish can be found on page 598. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It's radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our life burns down in gutters, and there is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move into the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. On this Shabbat, we remember those loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. David Schwartz, Rhoda Freeman, Eliad Foner Lipsitz, Ron Wolk, Tamara Noten, Mimi Levy, James C. Price, Colette Kaplowitz, Rita Smith, David Corman, J. Guadalupe Chavez, Dr. David K. Burke, Elizabeth Ludwig, Bernard Kennis, Charles Stone, Rima Zaratsky, Leonard Popowitz, Mark Elliott, Esther Young-Wedner, Marjorie Hart, Roseanne Lewitt, Morton J. Friedberg. And we also think of those loved ones who passed away at this season in years past. Marta Alberts, Warren Felder, Jack Goldman, Janet Schlesinger, Irene Heller, David Katz, Audrey Mizrak, Grace Ruby, Stanley Kaiser, and Toby Friedlander. If you would like to add the name of someone who passed away recently or whose yahrzeit falls on this Shabbat, I invite you to rise at this time. Zichronam Levacha, may the memory of each and every person that we have named aloud and within our hearts be for an enduring blessing. Supporting those who mourn and in the memory of the martyrs of our people, we rise together as our Kaddish prayer is recited.
Yitkadal
v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'amad yivra hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei dekudasha barichu, le'ala min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of comfort send comfort to all who are mourning, And may the source of peace give peace to all of us who are bereaved. And we say together,
Amen.
please be seated. At this time, it's my pleasure to invite up our VP of Philanthropy, Sue Sasso, to the bima to share with us some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Mazel Tov to the Huck family and to Noah. Great name. That's my son's name, too. Lots of activities to tell you about. Kulanu Learning, Kulanu Hebrew Sunday, and Kulanu Hebrew Tuesday are all in session this week. Tomorrow, May 14th, Torah study at 9 a.m. with Rabbi Schwartz. And at 10:30 is the bar mitzvah of Noah Huck. And tomorrow night is happy hour and Havdalah out here on the patio. And that's at 6 o'clock. Bring the whole family, join us for tacos, margaritas, celebrate summer coming. And there's going to be a bounce house for kids. So it's open to everybody and it's free. So please register on the temple calendar. We hope to see everybody there. On Sunday, May 15th, is the congregational meeting. And it's going to be here in the sanctuary and on Zoom. It's at 10 a.m. We hope everybody can make it. And it's our annual meeting where we vote on our new slate of board officers. And we approve the budget for the upcoming year. And we hear updates about what's happening in welcoming our senior rabbi, Rabbi Nico, coming in July, the Cantor celebration next weekend, and more. And please go to the temple calendar for more information about all of those, but also to register for the meeting. After that is Israeli folk dancing led by Donna Frankel in the Oneg Room. And immediately following the congregational meeting, it's being hosted by the Adult Ed Committee and Membership Committee. So lots of fun music, dancing, and enjoy a light lunch and make new friends. And please register for that online as well. On Thursday, May 19th, is Women's Study, and that's fully on Zoom, whereas the congregational meeting is Zoom and in person. The Women's Study is at 10:30 a.m. This month's topic is about making meaning. I love that one. The greatest growth that comes from surviving trauma is in creating new meaning. So what new stories do we continue to write and tell about our lives? Please register online. Friday, May 20th, next Friday, is the board installation Shabbat service. It's also in the sanctuary, and it's also being live streamed. That's at 7:30 with Rabbis Gottlieb and Schwartz, Rabbi Schwartz and Rabbi Gottlieb, and Cantor Felder-Levy. And everyone is welcome, so please come for that. And a couple exciting things coming up that you'll be hearing about, one constantly. But the first one, the Cantor's 25th anniversary celebration concert is at 3 o'clock on Sunday, May 22nd. So join us to honor Cantor Dvor-Levy for her 25 years of dedication and life achievements. She's had many. We'll celebrate with song and live music, entertainment, including performances by congregational members, and we have lots of talent here and other special guests. Reserve your seats on the temple calendar. And most importantly, no, that's not true, but on Saturday, August 13th, is the Roaring 20s Speakeasy Gala. That is our big fundraiser. It's in the sanctuary at 6:30 p.m. So dust off your feathers and pearls. Our annual gala is roaring back to life in a 1920s style speakeasy. So please come join us. lots of food, lots of drink, lots of fun, lots of great auction items. So we hope you will go online and purchase tickets now so you get the early bird pricing. So thank you. Shabbat Shalom, Mazel Tov, Noah, and to all of you.
Shabbat shalom.
Immediately following our closing song, I'm going to invite up Damon to join us on the bima and help us with our blessing for wine and challah, and also our cookie blessing, because there are tons of cookies and baked goods and stuff for our sweet Oneg Shabbat that we hope that you join with us in as well in the Oneg room. So our closing song is Gesher Sar Ma'od on page 643. Please rise.
Kol ha'olam kulo Gesher tsar meod, Gesher tsar meod, Gesher tsar meod. Kol ha'olam kulo Gesher tsar meod, Gesher tsar meod. V'haikar lo lefachid lo v'haikar lo lefachid lo ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la kol ha'olam kulo Gesher tsar meod, Gesher tsar meod, Gesher tsar meod. Kol ha'olam kulo Gesher tsar meod, Gesher tsar meod. V'haikar lo lefachid kol v'haikar lo lefachid kol ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la la
Shabbat Shalom. All right, Damon, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Prayer is Right. There we go. So let's find your blessing. There we go. It's grape juice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu l'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinkilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tequila lemikra kodesh
Zecher letziot Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'charta Otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodsheka be'ahava uvratzon hinkaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim.
L'chaim. We join together in the Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Come on down. Have some challah. Take a little bite. Here you go, sir. Say our cookie blessing. Baruch atah Adonai borei minei mizonot. Let's go have some sweets. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.